What's going on, YouTube? This is Zach with Grashik Firearms here today to do a review video for you on what our home defense or personal defense AR-15 looks like. And before we get started here, a couple disclaimers. I am not a professional shooter or anything like this. This is just my personal review on the firearm that I'm about to show you. And we are a home-based starting out FFL, so we do appreciate all the support. We are still waiting for the approval process through the ATF, so as we can't sell firearms quite just yet, we do have merchandise as the hat I am wearing and shirt available at grashikfirearms.com. And please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video, as we are going to do review videos and pledge to do review videos of all of the stuff in our personal collection, and same with some of the avid shooters that we are friends with, and really showcase and help you out no matter where you're at in your firearms journey, and just give you our honest feedback. So with that being said here, the gun I am about to show you today, once again, we are not approved for FFL sales at this time, but we wouldn't be able to sell this gun either as this is a protected item through the NFA, and we'll go a little bit more in depth with what that means. But I just wanted to throw that out there. The things that we're going to show you in this video, there are extra steps to take to make sure that this is legal, and everything that we're showing you here on YouTube has been followed in compliance with the NFA through the ATF and through silencershop.com. So with that being said, the rifle I am here to talk to you about is my personal, and I say personal defense AR-15 for a reason, but this is a Daniel Defense MK18 upper 10¼ inch barrel on a Silencer Co. SCO-15 lower with a Geisley flat blade trigger, EOTech with magnifier on top, and we have a little light laser combo here at the end. And we're just going to give you our honest feedback about what we think about this rifle. Why did I say personal defense and not home defense for an AR-15? And go over every component of the firearm. So to start the debate with home defense, I am often asked by new shooters starting out, or even avid shooters, hey Zach, what AR-15 do you use to protect your home? The answer is I don't. I do not use an AR-15 to protect my home. I use a 9mm PDW system to protect my home. Me personally, there's a huge debate out there. Should I use a double gauge or double buck shotgun, 12 gauge shotgun, excuse me? Should I use an AR-15? Should I use a 9mm pistol? Should I use a 45, 1911? Well, all of those are great options. Just through my personal research and my personal preference, I use 9mm systems to protect my home. That's what works for me and my wife. In this gun here, with all of that being said, if stuff hit the fan where I had to help somebody out, I had to defend my property at 100 to 125 yards, or if I had to take a gun in a truck that was concealable, this would be the gun or the firearm that I would take. So as you can see, when we started this video off and showed you a demo of what the firearm looks like, you've seen this little guy on the front of it, which is the Silencer Co. Hybrid 46 cal can, or Hybrid 45, I believe it's called. And a couple things. Once again, there are myths around suppressors. I'll debunk the two most common. First, suppressors are illegal. That is absolutely not true. There are extra steps you have to take to legalize a suppressor. I'm not going to go into depth in this video, but you do have to get fingerprinted, passport photos, a different background check than your normal 4473. And then you also have to complete a 4473, which to me seems redundant, but I understand why. Wait a period of time for the ATF to clear you, and then you get approved. And by the way, you have to pay a $200 tax stamp for any AT or any NFA item that you have in your collection. With that being said, the reason why I chose this can. So when I did my research here, I wasn't worried about length of suppressor, which may seem weird since I went with a 10¼ inch barrel. But at the time when I bought the suppressor, I wanted the most noise suppression. And that brings me to myth number 2. This makes the bullet not seem like a bullet. And that's not true at all. You can still hear and you can still tell it's a firearm. I think anyone that shoots regularly would be able to tell even a 300 blackout suppressed, which is a time for a different video, but you could still hear that that is a bullet being shot, right? There's a myth out there that suppressors are like in Hollywood, that it is that quiet, and I have not seen any video out there on YouTube, nor any civilian application that I've personally shot or seen somebody shoot that quiet. I don't know if we have any of that, and if we did, I don't think we're going to know, and that's going to be kept for military, not civilian use. But anyways, back to the debate here. Even though I chose this for noise suppression, the biggest thing for me is when you're shooting a smaller barrel than 16, you're going to get a lot of noise and a lot of pressure or flash out of the outside or the end of the barrel. There's some videos out there of people that were in the military that even ran 14-inch barrels where they elected to go with a suppressor, not because of the noise, but just to hide that flash. Think about it. If you were in a scenario where you had to engage or you were being shot at, you couldn't see where someone was at, you see this huge flash at you, you know that's right where your eyes are going to go to. A suppressor would help you hide that. So that's what we have at the end of our rifle. I like the can. I have a lot of Silencer Co cans. The only thing that I will tell you, and I can't show you just due to YouTube regulations here, but Silencer Co fixed this. Some of us have multiple cans. This is the QR mount that I'm talking about. Sometimes when this gets heated, it does not come off the rifle. It stays on the mount and the suppressor unscrews from it, which makes it a little bit annoying. Moving on to the magazine, and I debated in this video showing what mags I use or what mags I don't use, but I don't see a lot of review videos out there, and we do plan, I'm not sponsored by them in any way yet, but I do plan on carrying their stuff once we are fully approved. But we personally abide by Lancer magazines. I was shown these by one of my bougie friends, and I laughed at him, and then I'd say I'd never be that bougie, and here we are. Now, there are a couple reasons why I went with these magazines, besides the cool colors like this. They have purple, I think they even have pink, orange, red. They have a lot of different colors, but are for two main reasons. One, the magazine feed lip is metal, which I do own a AR-15 HK MR556 that it won't take Gen 1 PMags. This Lancer mag that's out here, it will take because of the metal feed ramp and the improved spring system in Lancer mags. There's a debate that's out there is the springs will wear out in your magazine if you keep them loaded. I have PMags, so not Lancer mags, but I've had PMags loaded for upwards of 5+ years. And every so often we check them. So we have boxes of PMags loaded, and when we go to the range, I'll take PMags out of different boxes just to check reliability. And I've still yet to have a problem as long as you store them in a cool, dry area. I like to keep those little gel packs and throw a couple in those boxes. The reason why I keep magazines stored loaded is for one simple reason. You don't know if you'll have enough time to load a mag. So if you're that worried about the longevity of your magazines, PMags you can get from anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks if you're buying in bulk. Switch them out. But an unloaded mag is useless. You're not going to just throw a piece of plastic. Everything that we have for a reason and a purpose, not just to have. Now, with that being said, do I have a couple unloaded mags just in case? The answer is yes. So if you're newly starting out into the firearms journey, I will tell you when I first started out, I only had a couple mags. We probably have 150-ish PMags now in our personal collection. But at that time, I had one AR. Now we have a lot of different ARs and different applications. So moving on from the magazine and just talking about the upper for a minute. So like I said, I went with the Daniel Defense full upper, and what that means is the furniture, the barrel, the gas tube, gas block, bolt carrier group, and charging handle. When anybody says that they went for a complete upper, that is the pieces of the gun that they are talking about. And the reason why I went with that is Daniel Defense is proven and tested. I have just about every high-end AR-15 brand out there. To me, Daniel Defense stock is still one of the best firearm or one of the best AR-15s that are out there that you can buy. I have LMT, LWRC, HK, SIG. We have tons of Daniels. Daniels are still one of my favorite rifles. Now, why did I build this one? And talking about what building means to an AR-15. If you are new to the AR-15 world and somebody says they build AR-15s, what they mean is they put the components together on the AR-15. It's not that they're at home building a barrel or blasting out a lower, although some people do that. But for the most part, it means you buy a blank lower, you buy a small parts kit, a trigger, the hand grip or the hand guard, and you build around the rifle. Now, there are a couple reasons of why I elected to do that on this one. First and foremost, a Form 1 at the time for short barrel rifles were coming back in about 30 days. A Form 4 at the time was coming back in about a year. This was, I think, the third or fourth AR that I had at the time, and I never built one prior to that. So that's why I wanted to. This was my first one that I built, and it came, or second one I built, but first SBR, and I really wanted it to customize the trigger. And for me, it was a little bit more cost friendly to build around it than buying a lower that I would be changing out the parts. Going back to the upper, I changed absolutely nothing out. From the charging rip handled, ambi on both sides, the bolt carrier group, and Daniel's Defense proven barrels, I think it was one of the best decisions you can make for a complete upper put together. And I still suggest that to this day that are out there. I love Daniel Defense, some of the best that's out there, and their customer service very friendly to deal with as well. For the lower piece, I went, and when you talk about a lower, for those that are new that are out there, you're talking about this piece here, and this is the serialized piece or the piece that matters for the ATF. So I went with a Silencer Co. lower, the SCO-15, for a couple of reasons. One, the extended magwell or the flared magwell makes loading the firearm so much easier in a panic. The mag will figure itself in as long as you have it pointed the same way, right? And it is a one-piece lower that helps with weight, but the one last piece is, back in the day when I bought this, they were one of the few that were out there doing this little bolt release. So some of the things that I want to talk about in the bolt release. This bolt release, I can literally, here's my trigger finger, bolts activated, right? Instead of slapping the back of it right here, I could use that little throw lever, and I didn't have to install it. That piece of the lower was already built or already assembled per se when I got the lower. So looking over the one last piece that I do regret of this firearm, and you can judge me on this, is my optics setup. So I elected to go with an EOTech with a magnifier. I think it was around $1,500 when I went with that. The reason why I regret it, I know there's a reason for it. I don't care what the reason is for it. It just sucks. But the EOTech itself, without the magnifier, it's really grainy, or really, like, the illumination's poor. That's all I'm going to say. I know there is a reason, and I know for those who are a little bit more advanced shooting than I am, or have taken the time to watch those review videos, you know why it's like that. You still buy it because it's like that. Whatever that case may be. All I'm going to say is there's a lot of different options out there. My suggestion is do what I didn't do. Go to a gun store and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a optic for my new AR-15. I went with Optics Planet. They're usually the cheapest when it comes to buying optics, and I do suggest that for all of our friends and family out there. If you're looking for a new optic, check them out. They're usually running discount codes, and once again, I am not sponsored by Optics Planet in any way. This is just off consumer video. But long story short, for $1,500, there's a lot of different sight options I could have went with. Not going to name them here in this video, but just check them out before you buy it. Whether it's a couple $100, I would like to put my hands on that. I think one of the things that the internet has done, especially to my generation, is we do a lot of click to buy instead of really understanding what we're buying. So make sure when you're going out there and you're investing, for example, this is my go-to rifle. If you're going to invest on any rifle, but your go-to especially, you want to know what that system looks like. So I wish I could show you, but we are under some bad weather out here of me shooting this firearm. But I'll just give you a couple review points here. I've shot this gun probably about 300-400 rounds through it. Nothing crazy. I do take this to the range probably every other time I go. You may be asking, Zach, why don't you shoot this more often? And it's very simple for me. This isn't my favorite range gun to shoot. I mentioned earlier, I do have other AR-15s that I love shooting as well. LMT makes a great product, right? That's, in my personal opinion, my favorite AR I have for range day or just going out to shoot some targets is my LMT that I have. But if I was having to use this gun for what it's intended for, or look for a purpose where I had to have a gun to defend myself, this Daniel Defense upper silencer co lower would be the guy that I would go with. So thanks for taking the time to watch our video. Like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And please follow us on Facebook for all of the new upcoming news, as we will be posting as soon as we get cleared for our FFL. And I just wanted to take this time to thank you for the support. We couldn't do this if it was without you, and we do appreciate you checking out Grashik Firearms once we're available to sell, as we do plan on selling all of our firearms under retail, as we are a home-based business. Thanks, YouTube, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.